Let's continue with the final chapter in Reputation Assassination, the saga between two bishops, with a simple misunderstanding. One man, raised in the traditional ways of his culture, saw the other's casual behavior as disrespectful. The other, brought up believing in individual freedom, saw the first man's adherence to customs as rigid and outdated, a small spark that could have been easily extinguished if only pride hadn't fanned the flames. What began as sideways glances and muttered comments soon escalated into open hostility. Neither man would take that first step toward understanding, both convinced they were absolutely right. Why should I apologize, they each thought. I've done nothing wrong. Their pride had become a wall between them, growing taller with each passing day. But pride wasn't content with just divide and conquer. No, it whispered darker thoughts into their ears. Each man began plotting against the other, determined to prove their superiority. They spread rumors, turned friends into enemies, and worked tirelessly to ostracize each other from their shared community and congregation. Their vendetta became an obsession, consuming their thoughts and poisoning their lives. The house of God became their battleground. The church members became unwitting soldiers in their personal vendetta. Bishop Kofi began orchestrating subtle moves to isolate his rival, using his network within Mississauga and the surrounding Greater Toronto area to slowly cut off congregants and business opportunities that he knew Bishop Amadi was involved in. Bishop Amadi, in turn, launched an aggressive campaign to discredit Bishop Kofi's methods and reputation. He had secret meetings with disgruntled members who hated Bishop Kofi's leadership within the church.
He conspired with pastors and bishops to alienate Bishop Kofi and his wife from their church gatherings.
His wife Amara Amadi used her long-standing relationship within the women's auxiliary to spread false accusations against Bishop Kofi's wife Kokojima Kofi. One sister, Tanisha Templeton, accused Bishop Kofi of mishandling her husband's death benefits and forcing her to add his name as beneficiary to her will. Their vendetta spread like a poison throughout the body of Christ. Meetings became minefields, souls were lost. Partnerships crumbled, members slowly slipped away or took sides. All because two capable men couldn't see past their own reflections in the mirror of pride and ego. It became a chess game of reputation assassination, each move calculated to isolate and destroy. The irony? In their desperate attempt to prove themselves better than the other, they both became worse versions of themselves. Their reputation, the very thing they sought to protect, was tarnished by their own actions. Both men were respected for their wisdom and leadership in their communities and the church. Yet here they were, acting like schoolyard rivals, all because neither could swallow their pride, which they thought would elevate them, only served to bring them both down. Another breaking point came during a public assembly. One man's casual remark was taken as a grave insult by the other. In different cultures, the same words can carry vastly different weights, but instead of trying to understand each other, they let their pride take the wheel. Neither would apologize, neither would step down. It became a battle of wills, played out in front of their congregation. This is more than just a story about two stubborn men. It's a mirror reflecting our own tendencies to let pride blind us to understanding, to let cultural differences divide us instead of enriching us. Sometimes the strongest person isn't the one who stands their ground. It's the one who's willing to take that first step towards reconciliation. Esther chapter 3-7. Thanks for your support. Stay tuned for more sagas on Church Gist and Wahala.